Good morning, Pulp Bites, and welcome to another week of Pulp Picks. I'm Corey.
I'm Fritz.
And I'm Patrick.
And here's your picks of the week. Patrick, take us off.
Yeah, well, Slumber number 2 came out a few weeks ago. Number 1 was my pick, and number 2 continues this really interesting story of basically like a private detective / dream therapist goes in and takes care of people's nightmares, and now we're finding out more about the backstory and this mysterious figure that's lurking around in people's dreams, causing them to commit murder while they're asleep. And the police are on the case, and now this dream detective gal is on the case, and we find out that she used to have a daughter. How does that all tie in? The art is really fun. We were kind of trying to talk about, it's got a little bit of an Adventure Time vibe, a little bit of a Lumberjanes vibe. You guys were talking about like the old
Oblongs.
Adult Swim kind of,
some deep cuts.
Yep,
Yeah.
deep cuts.
It's fun. It's really frenetic and cartoony and cool. And with the dream sequences, it just ends up being really fun. Kind of a little bit of a Scotty Young kind of vibe in there too, but less less polished.
A little bit
and,
of Daniel Warren Johnson in there.
yeah, less polished, less googly-eyed kind of characters, and more kind of lumberjane kind of vibe. So it's really fun. I highly recommend it. I know that a number of people picked it up last time for number 1, so I'm interested to hear their feedback today on what they thought and if they're going to pick up number 2. But we do have a number of copies because it was a pulp pick. Fritz, what you got?
So I've got The Nice House on the Lake issue 8, continuing the, I don't know if you call it misadventures, but so if you, I don't know how, it's 8 issues, and how spoilery can we get with this?
Well, I think, in the first few,
Yeah, I mean, so basically the apocalypse happened, this alien question mark? We're not really sure what he is.
I
But,
refer to him as an entity.
yeah, but this guy Walter, he's got all of his friends living at this nice house on the lake, title drop, and they're trying to figure out how do they get out of here? What happened? And there's just a lot of mysteries that's been building. A lot of characters have their own little side things going on.
And they get whatever they want. Seems rough.
Yeah. But here we're getting to each issue kind of explores one of the particular characters and their relationship with Walter and how they came to be friends, how they interact with everyone. And here we're starting to see some of the cracks start to show between the different people. And it's, I don't know, there's a lot of intrigue. The art is always just beautiful. It has this weird mix of sometimes it's kind of pretty realistic, and other times it drifts into this everything's kind of melting together in this really surreal fashion. Just really cool. But yeah, no, we're getting close to the end, and you can really feel stuff's starting to ratchet up. And over to you, Corey.
All right. Well, my pick of the week is going to be Wolverine number 20. If you haven't been reading this is a great jumping on point. Benjamin Percy, he's been having a fantastic run on Wolverine.
It's probably from the influence of meeting us, I would say.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
Throwing it out.
He's a good friend of ours.
close personal friend.
We've hung out a couple of times.
We call him Ben.
Yeah, we call him Ben.
Or
He did stop
Mr. Percy.
Yeah,
He did stop returning our calls, though.
Well, no, we got that nice letter. It said restraining something. I didn't really read it. Yeah.
It had a signature, though, so that's nice.
It did.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyways.
But
what about Deadpool in this issue, Corey?
So, like I said, this book is a great jumping on point. Deadpool's in this one, and if Benjamin Percy ever wrote a Deadpool book, I would be A-okay with it, because the parts where he's writing Deadpool are absolutely hilarious, and then switching back to writing the parts with Wolverine, it's a really good and clean transition. You never feel jolted by it, and the art is just fantastic. Is it Kubert?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kubert doing the art on all of it, the whole run. So it's pretty sweet. You should definitely check it out. We got a bunch of copies because, like I said, great jumping on point.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't been reading it, this is your chance.
What's our consensus pick, guys?
Captain America number 0.
I hate 0 issues. Didn't we talk about that
Yes,
last
we talked about
week?
this last week, too.
So
It's okay though.
dumb.
It's okay though because it's Marvel.
So
Anyway.
it was a fun book. It's Cap and Sam teaming up. Well, it's Steve and Sam. They're
Cap
both
and
Cap.
Cap.
Yeah.
Cap and Cap. Captain Rogers, Captain Wilson teaming up to take on Arnim Zola in this.
Can you imagine how bad their version of Captain Crunch would be? It would just break your teeth.
Oh my
instead of
gosh.
ripping up
I
the
don't know
top
where
of your
you're
mouth.
going with that, but
I
sure.
don't know.
So the idea here being kind of like they're teaming up for this one-time adventure and then splitting off into their own ways, and they're agreeing on how the whole Captain America title is going to work, and there's some cool buddy moments and bumping fists and calling each other by nicknames, and it's fun. So interesting place.
It felt like a classic Captain America story to me too. It wasn't Captain America being the enemy of the state. And all this espionage
that's a pretty
stuff.
classic story at this point. They've done so many times.
Yeah.
Well, and that's my point. Like, I feel like in the last 10 years, that's been a story, a ton of times.
Sure.
But, this just kind of felt like a classic story. They're fighting Arnim Zola and, it's...
There's rockets, there's robots, there's all kinds of explosions. What more could you want?
Redbird? No Redbird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sam is Captain America, but it's kind of that a little bit of that Bucky feel.
Oh, yeah. No, but see, what I really like about the book was I felt like they were, rather than like Bucky was Cap's sidekick way back in the day, Sam was always Cap's partner. And now they both get to be Cap, and they get to be their own Cap. And I think it's going to be really fun. I'm excited, and seeing the little teaser panels for the upcoming separate titles was a real treat at the end of the book. So I'm really excited about both of these titles. I think they're going to be good. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. So we're going to let you guys go. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at pulpcg.com. And we'll catch you at 11 a.m. We're going to go argue about what the best part of Aqua Teen Hunger Force is. Bye.
Bye.
So why can't we have an Etrigan show?